Hey everybody, it's Stalker13R coming at you with another episode. We're going to look at Commander and Tanker mode now. This is the second iteration they've done since that beta. We're going to start off with a couple of Kamikaze kills here, and a correction. I kept calling Banzi Kamikaze the show on YouTube by his gamertag, the Banzai Show. So the link's in the description again. That was correct last week, but head over to YouTube and check out Banzi Kamikaze. There it is. It's on YouTube. So today we're going to look. They've come out with their second iteration of this Commander mode, and it's also got Tanker mode. Now in Tanker mode, you're just assigned one of the random tanks, and you're actually in charge of that tank, and then you're going to face off against a player on the other side that is in Commander mode, where that player is commanding the entire force in that real-time strategy mode. But we're going to be in first-person mode with our friends over here, and we'll see how it goes. So today I'm randomly assigned this Scorpion G. I've never driven one before, so it's an opportunity to get a little time in something that I haven't played in. Now, as you know, TDs aren't really my thing, but I'm excited to give it a try. It's something new. So, it's in counter mode still. The rule still applies 30 to 45 seconds of the being able to affect the cap. But I'm going to take the long way to get there today, and I'm going to go up here with this defender and just make sure that they didn't try a cheeky move and send everybody around the backside. But I'm going to go just to the right here in a minute, and we'll be able to shoot on the cap from there. So we're still going to hold true to that strategy of always being there to be able to affect that cap. So it looks like the enemy team's moving up, and I pulled up the mini-map there and I saw most of the red dots. So I'm going to go ahead and move in and see if I can't get some spotting or get a couple of shots in as they're moving across. I could still drop back and help out that defender if I needed to, and he's going to do pretty well on his own. So even though the enemy player is in that commander mode and he's controlling all of these tanks, their individual actions are still controlled by the AI. And it's other than good. So the AI wants to just rotate on the tracks and point the whole tank at a target. So you're going to get that, rotating your tank, you're going to be rotating your turret. It's going to have all kinds of accuracy disadvantages. It's not going to have its armor angled. And they're going to end up in a general area where that player assigned them to be rather than, in a good position like a regular tanker would. So our team's moved up online. We've got a decent setup for map position here. And I'm just going to get a couple of shots in. One of the things that I like more about tiers 5, 6, and 7 is the rate of fire in general. There's a few exceptions, but, I like to get 15 shots in during a game instead of, 4 or 5. So, sitting in my tank in the bush, waiting on my reload. We're getting some damage in here for what the tier of this thing is, but, I don't think it really makes up for just how long I have to wait to do it again. So we're going to wing a couple of shots and let this game develop a little bit. There's no real pressure as of yet. They're not trying to cap. They're spread out from the map, and we've got good map position, and I'll just see if I can play that supporting role like this Scorpion does. So all of the players on the tanker team are controlled by individual tankers. So the only one that's in that commander mode that's in the real-time strategy mode is the opposing player, is the enemy team. And they, outnumber us. I think it's 9 to 6. Go ahead and count those dots up there and tell me if I'm wrong. But even at, being 50% over strength, lacking that individual control and skill and that tanker movement, I really can't imagine a group of tankers that's not going to overcome and win in tanker mode as opposed to commander mode, because you've just got so much more control over what your tanks are doing, and that AI just isn't on par to get it done. We had talked about in our first, when they had the first beta come out for commander mode, about how the AI was a little lacking. You know, it was hard to, you know, figure out, you know, exactly what kind of position you were in so far as field of fire and things like that. They have changed some of the angles and the view angles for that around, and that's a little better, but I don't have time to take advantage of it. So even though I have more options of view angle, I just don't have the time as the commander when I'm controlling all 9 tanks to actually take advantage of that. And that's kind of an issue. So you see we're 4-1 here. Somewhat embarrassing for them was taken out by the AI. I don't expect that that's going to happen very often, so we'll see how this goes. But we're just going to push forward here a little bit and see if we can get another angle. You know, I'm not excited to go rushing right in just yet, but I'm trying to feather a shot in here and there. Now, they have an op that is switched on automatic, and it's infinitely repeatable during the period that this commander and tanker mode is up. And you get 10,000 silver for playing and winning a game. And, you know, 10,000 silver is not a lot of silver. So, making up for the time that I'm missing on my grind, you know, I'm not making, you know, buckets of silver to where I could actually have the cash where I've, you know, got the experience in a tank and in a line that I'm grinding in my regular garage, but I still need the, you know, 2 million silver, or I need to buy a bunch of equipment that's going to be several $100,000, you know, to outfit it. You know, this isn't really something where you can come over here and make a bunch of silver and get those things accomplished, and you're not accomplishing your grind. Some other things that we have are there are other modes in that game mode. And while I'm on that topic real quick, when they had the first beta, the commander mode was taking up one of your garage slots. Now it's its own game mode, so if you're having trouble finding that and you've watched that first video from the beta, it's no longer in your regular garage. It's actually its own game mode now, so if you're in your garage, hit B one time, back out to the main page, and then you'll see that mode in your game modes tab. So we're going to see if we can push on in. I can take a hit. I don't know how everybody else is doing, but it looks like we're a little late to get that last minute damage. And we finish off 9-1. And I think that's how pretty much 100% of these games are going to go, unless they're 9-0. So we got 2,900 damage. Who cares? Doesn't really count for much. And now we're going to take a look at that commander mode. But, you know, there are other game modes, too, that kind of accomplish what that tanker mode does in the Proving Grounds. So here you can see my Scorpions, because you've got 3 different move buttons now. The X, Y, and B button will have them go to an area and defend, go to an area and attack, or go to an area, and I don't know what the third option is, but apparently this one is drive forward on the battlefield and sit backwards. So that is definitely useful. It's good to know. So we'll try to get these guys turned around, and there you go. You can see they just point the whole tank at things, and just kind of sit out there in the open. I got one guy on the down slope, but if I come back any farther, I'm afraid I won't be able to get those shots. So I moved up aggressively on the cap area. I stopped just short till we made contact, and now I'm going to see if I can't get in this back alley. So I'm going to take 5 tanks, and I'm going to go back there after this one medium. And we'll see how 5 tanks in AI mode fare against 1 medium tank. And I've got these 2 guys back here, and they've got some armor. I want to stick them out on the corner and see if I can't at least have them defend that cap area. And I'm having a little trouble getting that done, but there, they should be on the move. So I've got that back corridor covered, but lo and behold, my Scorpions are in trouble. So here the enemy team has moved all the way up. And now they're going to sit and rotate on their tracks in position. And to make this mode anywhere remotely close to viable, they're going to have to really increase this AI. It's comical just how bad these guys are. So no matter what you tell them to go and do in a given area, they're not going to get it done against a player-controlled tank. You know, there's just no way that's going to happen. So, you know, I tried the first day to get in on this mode and play as a tanker, and it kept kicking me out. You know, it'd make me wait 2 or 3 minutes and then say, hey, there's too many tankers. Why don't you try being a commander? Well, I think from watching these 2 games, you'll know why no one's picking I want to be the commander. So I imagine there will be an update to this again soon. So there we are. We were 5-on-1. We had to go over and look at what our Scorpions were doing, and they stalled out. So now we're 2-on-3, and we're getting chewed up. Our heavy tanks that are going towards the center cap area there, they're getting surrounded. And we're horribly outnumbered, and we're definitely outskilled. So there's just nothing I can do here to get these guys sorted out. And that's how your tanks are gonna die. So we'll take a look at these other guys. What are they doing? They're up here on the cap. Well, one's sitting behind the other one, so he has no shot, and he's not repositioning on his own. Why would you? So I'm going to try to select him, but he's behind the building there, and I'm having a little trouble getting him selected, and we've got our 3 options. What are we going to do? We're going to try to get him out of there so that he can shoot. You know, it looks like he could shoot over that guy's shoulder, but he's not. And we're just going to hang out. So there you have it. Now here at the end we're going to show another clip with Banzi in it from the show. So stick around for that. It's just another minute. And we'll see him doing some more of that fancy tanker skills. So again, this was Commander and Tanker mode. I think with other game modes like the Proving Grounds or Team Training, I think you could get the same kind of goal accomplished for the Tanker mode, and you'd have more control over what you were doing there, as opposed to just being assigned a tank. And then, you know, fighting against those AI, it was not interesting, it was not challenging. So they're really going to have to make some improvements on that Commander AI, and just adding more tanks to it isn't going to help. That's just more damage to farm. So I'm going to go in here. One of the guys said, hey, I'm going in on this guy. We got to get him out of the way. And here I am driving backwards in a light tank. So you know what that means? It means I'm going to die. I never drive backwards in a tank. But here's Banzi coming around the corner. And he's getting a ram kill. And you know how I love that. So go on over to Banzi Kamikaze on YouTube and check out his channel. Thanks for watching.